There exists a sacred threshold between waking and sleeping, a moment so subtle that most people pass through it without ever recognizing its profound power. This is the portal where your consciousness shifts from the analytical to the receptive, where the walls between what is and what could be begin to dissolve. It is in this liminal space that you hold the key to reshape your entire reality. Every night, as your body surrenders to rest and your mind begins to drift, you enter a state of heightened receptivity. Your conscious defenses lower, your critical mind quiets, and your subconscious opens like a fertile field ready to receive seeds. This is not merely a biological transition. It is a spiritual doorway, a vibrational shift where you become a conscious co-creator with the universe itself. The mystic Edgar once spoke of this threshold as the bridge between the physical and the etheric realms, where thought becomes causative force. He understood what ancient wisdom traditions have known for millennia. The moments before sleep are golden opportunities for transformation. When you lie down at night, you are not simply ending your day, you are standing at the crossroads of infinite possibilities. Consider this profound truth. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is physically real and what is vividly imagined. It responds to the feeling, the vibration, the emotional signature of your thoughts. During those precious moments before sleep, when your brainwaves shift from beta to alpha and theta, your subconscious becomes extraordinarily impressionable. It is in this state that assumptions you hold about yourself and your life can be rewritten at their very foundation. The law of assumption teaches us that consciousness is the only reality. Everything you experience in your outer world is a reflection of the assumptions you hold as true within your inner world. But here is where most people stumble. They try to change their assumptions during the day when their conscious mind is at full strength, defending old beliefs, arguing with new possibilities, clinging to what appears to be real based on past evidence. This is why the nighttime practice is so transformative. As you prepare for sleep, your logical mind begins to release its grip. The resistance that normally blocks new beliefs starts to fade. The doubts that plague your daytime affirmations quiet down. In this softened state, you can bypass the gatekeeper of your conscious mind and speak directly to the subconscious, the true architect of your reality. Your subconscious is like rich, dark soil. It does not judge the seeds you plant. It simply grows whatever you consistently embed within it. If you fall asleep feeling lack, worry, or unworthiness, you are planting seeds of those experiences. But if you fall asleep feeling the satisfaction of your wish fulfilled, you are planting seeds of that reality. This is not mere positive thinking. This is vibrational alignment with the frequency of your desired state. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled as you drift into sleep, you are not pretending or hoping, you are claiming it as done. You are collapsing the wave of possibility into the particle of reality through the power of your assumption. Think of it this way. Every thought carries a vibration, and every vibration attracts matching experiences. During sleep, your consciousness travels through dimensions of reality that exist beyond your physical senses. The assumptions you hold as you cross this threshold determine which dimension you align with, which timeline you tune into, which version of reality becomes your lived experience. The subconscious speaks the language of feeling, not words. It understands images soaked in emotion, sensations wrapped in certainty, mental scenes infused with the relief of accomplishment. When you practice the nighttime technique correctly, you are not visualizing from a place of lack, reaching for something distant. You are resting in the assumption that it is already done, feeling the naturalness of having it, experiencing the subtle satisfaction that comes from fulfillment. This is why gratitude before sleep is so powerful. Not gratitude for what might come, but gratitude for what already is in the realm of consciousness. When you say thank you for your manifestation as if it has already occurred, you are operating from the end. You are not hoping or wishing, you are acknowledging what your inner self knows to be true. Your inner conversations matter profoundly, especially in those twilight moments. What are you telling yourself as you lay your head down? Are you rehearsing problems, replaying disappointments, worrying about tomorrow? Or are you gently redirecting your attention to the wish fulfilled, to the version of yourself who already has what you desire, to the feeling of satisfaction and peace that comes from your assumption made real? The transformation happens not through effort, but through persistence in the assumption. Night after night, you return to the same feeling, the same inner knowing, the same vibrational state of your wish fulfilled. And gradually, imperceptibly, your outer world begins to reorganize itself to match your inner assumption. Opportunities appear, doors open, circumstances shift, all orchestrated by the invisible power of your consistent assumption. This is the sacred alchemy of consciousness. You are not manipulating external forces. You are recognizing that external forces are reflections of your internal state. You are not trying to convince the universe of anything. You are embodying the frequency that the universe must respond to because it is law. As you practice this night after night, you will notice something remarkable. The border between your inner world and your outer world becomes increasingly transparent. What you assume within begins to manifest without, not as magic, but as the natural unfolding of consciousness expressing itself in form. As we venture deeper into this spiritual practice, we must understand a revolutionary truth that bridges ancient wisdom with modern quantum physics. You exist simultaneously in multiple versions of reality. Right now, in this very moment, there are infinite versions of you living infinite variations of your life. The you who has achieved your dream, the you who is living in abundance, the you who has found perfect love. All these versions exist as real potentialities in the quantum field of infinite possibilities. This is not metaphor or fantasy. Quantum physics has demonstrated that particles exist in multiple states simultaneously until observed. Your consciousness is the ultimate observer, and the state you consistently observe, through your assumptions, feelings, and internal convictions, is the one that collapses into your physical reality. The moment before sleep is when this observation becomes most potent, most creative, most transformative. Think of reality as an infinite broadcasting station, transmitting countless channels simultaneously. Your consciousness is the receiver, and your dominant assumption is the frequency dial. When you assume something to be true, especially in that hypnagogic state before sleep, you are tuning your receiver to a specific channel. You are selecting which version of reality you will experience tomorrow, next week, next year. This is why the practice of feeling your wish fulfilled before sleep is not merely hopeful thinking. It is actual reality selection. When you lie down at night and immerse yourself in the feeling of already being the person who has what you desire, you are not creating something new. You are shifting your awareness to the timeline, the dimension, the parallel reality where it already exists. You are quantum jumping through the power of assumption. But here is where many seekers stumble. They confuse wanting with having. They lie down and think about what they want, which only reinforces the frequency of lack. The key is to bypass the desire and move directly into the satisfaction. Don't think about getting the job. Feel the relief of already having it. Don't visualize the relationship coming to you. Experience the comfort of already being in it. Don't imagine the money arriving. Sense the security of already possessing it. This subtle shift in consciousness makes all the difference. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are not sending out a request to the universe. You are declaring a done deal. You are recognizing that in the realm of consciousness, where all things truly exist, your desire is already accomplished. The physical manifestation is simply the lag time between your assumption and its externalization. The nighttime practice works because sleep itself is a minor death, a temporary dissolution of the ego's grip on what it believes to be real. Every night you die to your waking identity and are reborn in the morning. This is why consistent practice before sleep is so powerful. You are literally programming the version of yourself that will wake up. You are imprinting your subconscious with the blueprint of who you are becoming. Your subconscious does not sleep. While your body rests and your conscious mind dreams, your subconscious remains active, processing, integrating, and most importantly, creating. It takes the last impressions you give it before sleep and works throughout the night, to align your inner world with those impressions. It sends out vibrational signals that attract matching circumstances, rearranges neural pathways to support new beliefs, and orchestrates synchronicities that your conscious mind would consider miraculous. This is the sacred science of manifestation. Consciousness creates reality, and your most powerful creative moments occur in the borderland between waking and sleeping. The ancients knew this. Mystery schools taught this as the secret of secrets. Mystics practice this as the path to divine co-creation. Now you are being initiated into this same timeless wisdom. But knowledge alone changes nothing. You must practice. Every single night, you must make this a sacred ritual. As you prepare for sleep, you must deliberately choose which assumption you will carry into the subconscious realm. Will it be the assumption of limitation based on current circumstances? Or will it be the assumption of fulfillment based on the reality you intend to experience? This brings us to the most crucial element of this practice: surrender. True manifestation requires a paradoxical combination of intense feeling and complete release. You must feel your wish fulfilled with emotional conviction, yet simultaneously release all attachment to how and when it will appear in your physical experience. This is the sacred act of surrender, claiming it as done in consciousness while trusting the invisible forces to handle the details. Many people practice visualization with clenched fists, desperate energy, and anxious monitoring of results. This desperation creates resistance. It broadcasts the frequency of lack rather than fulfillment. The true master of manifestation assumes the wish fulfilled and then rests in that assumption the way you rest in the certainty that the sun will rise tomorrow. There is no doubt, no checking, no desperate hoping, only calm knowing. Before sleep, after you have immersed yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you must let it go completely. You must trust that your subconscious has received the imprint and is now working to bring it forth. You must have faith in the invisible realm where all creation begins. This faith is not blind belief. It is recognition of the law of consciousness that has operated since the beginning of time. Think of planting a seed in the ground. After you plant it, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust the intelligence of nature, the power of the soil, the rhythm of the seasons. You water it, provide sunlight, and then surrender to the process. Your nighttime assumption is the seed. Your subconscious is the soil. Your surrender is the trust that allows it to grow without interference. This surrender is actually a profound act of faith. Faith in your own divine nature. Faith in the responsiveness of consciousness. Faith in the law that states, as within, so without. When you surrender in this way, you are not giving up. You are giving over. You are releasing your limited ego's attempt to control and allowing the infinite intelligence of your true self to orchestrate the manifestation. We have arrived at the culmination of this teaching, where understanding transforms into embodiment, where practice becomes your living reality. The nighttime ritual is not merely a technique to get what you want. It is a spiritual discipline that awakens you to your true nature as a creator, as consciousness itself expressing in human form. This is the deepest secret. You are not learning to manipulate reality. You are remembering that you are reality, experiencing itself from a particular point of view. Every night before sleep, you stand at the threshold of creation. But this practice does not end when morning comes. The real transformation occurs when you begin to live from the assumption throughout your entire day. The nighttime practice plants the seed, but your daytime awareness nurtures it. You must learn to sustain the internal state of your wish fulfilled, even as external circumstances still reflect the old assumption. This is the test of true mastery. Anyone can feel wealthy while imagining abundance before sleep. But can you maintain that internal state of wealth when you check your bank account and see lack? Can you persist in the assumption of perfect health even while your body shows symptoms? Can you remain in the consciousness of love, fulfilled even while sleeping alone? This persistent assumption, regardless of contrary evidence, is what separates those who occasionally manifest from those who consciously create their entire reality. Understanding this principle changes everything. Your current circumstances are not the truth about you. They are simply the outpicturing of yesterday's assumptions. What you see today was created by who you were being weeks or months ago. What you will see tomorrow is being created by who you are being today, especially in those sacred moments before sleep when your subconscious is most receptive. This means you must develop a kind of divine indifference to current facts. Facts are simply the present externalization of past assumptions. They have no power except the power you give them through continued attention and emotional investment. When you understand this, you stop letting circumstances dictate your internal state. Instead, your internal state begins to dictate your circumstances. The spiritual masters throughout history have taught variations of this same truth. They spoke of faith that moves mountains, of the kingdom of heaven being within, of thoughts becoming things. They were all pointing to this fundamental law. Consciousness is the only reality, and assumption hardens into fact. Your consistent assumption, especially when impressed upon the subconscious during that twilight state before sleep, becomes the blueprint from which your entire life is constructed. But let us go even deeper. Why does this practice work? Because you are not separate from the creative power of the universe. You are that power, individualized. The same consciousness that spoke galaxies into existence, that orchestrates the dance of planets, that grows an oak tree from an acorn, is the consciousness that looks out through your eyes. When you assume something to be true and feel it real, you are using the same creative mechanism that brought the entire cosmos into being. This is why doubt is so destructive. Doubt is not merely negative thinking. It is an opposing assumption. When you assume your wish fulfilled before sleep, but then wake up and doubt it during the day, you are impressing contradictory blueprints upon your subconscious. You are planting seeds and then immediately pulling them up. You are building with one hand and tearing down with the other. Persistence in the assumption, unwavering faith in the wish fulfilled, is absolutely essential. The ancient practice of prayer understood this principle. True prayer is not begging an external deity for favors. True prayer is the feeling of already having received, the gratitude for what is already done, the resting in the certainty of fulfillment. When you practice your nighttime assumption with this spirit, you are engaging in the highest form of prayer, wordless communion with your own divine nature, silent declaration of the reality you intend to experience. As you continue this practice night after night, you will begin to notice subtle shifts. Opportunities will appear that were always there, but you couldn't see them from your old assumption. People will respond to you differently because you are radiating a different frequency. Circumstances will rearrange themselves in ways that your logical mind could never have orchestrated. This is not coincidence. This is consciousness externalizing your internal state. Some manifestations appear quickly, others take time to fully materialize. This is not because the law is inconsistent. It is because some assumptions require deeper reprogramming of your subconscious, more complete dissolution of old beliefs, more thorough alignment of your entire being with the new reality. Trust the timing. Trust the process. Your only job is to persistently return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, especially before sleep, and to live from that assumption as much as possible during your waking hours. Here is a profound truth that will serve you well. The universe does not respond to your words, your desperation, or your worthiness. It responds to your vibrational state, your dominant assumption, your consistent feeling tone. When you master the art of assuming the wish fulfilled before sleep and maintaining that assumption throughout your day, you become a deliberate creator rather than a victim of circumstance. You step into your power as consciousness itself. This is not about escaping responsibility or avoiding life's challenges. It is about recognizing that you have far more power over your experience than you were taught to believe. It is about understanding that you are not at the mercy of external forces. You are the force that shapes your external world through the power of your internal assumptions. As you close your eyes tonight and every night hereafter, remember this: you are not hoping, wishing, or trying. You are assuming, claiming, and accepting. You are not reaching for something distant. You are resting in something already accomplished in consciousness. You are not becoming someone new. You are recognizing who you have always been. Infinite consciousness, playing in the field of infinite possibilities, selecting your reality through the power of assumption. Make this practice your sacred ritual. Let it become as natural as breathing. And watch as your inner world of assumptions steadily, certainly, inevitably, externalizes itself as your lived reality. This is the law. This is the truth. This is your power. Now go forth and create consciously, beginning tonight, in that sacred portal between waking and sleeping, where all realities are born. If this teaching resonated with your soul and you're ready to transform your reality through the power of conscious assumption, subscribe to this channel and join our community of deliberate creators. Your subscription supports the spread of this timeless wisdom to those who are seeking it. Share your experiences in the comments below. What will you assume as fulfilled tonight before sleep? What reality are you consciously choosing to create? Your story might be the inspiration someone else needs to begin their own transformation. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. We are all consciousness, awakening to our creative power. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's continue exploring the infinite possibilities that exist within you. The portal opens tonight. What will you create?